Hello and welcome back. Another chapter book review, a read along of Red, White, and Royal Blue, chapter 11. Now, this chapter I thought was pretty fantastic. But why do I even say that? Because every chapter that I have read so far has been great. I've been loving it, but this one was fun. This one really had me. It was so cute. Though it is a lot shorter than the other chapters, which was I was like, ugh, like do I like what if I don't want it to be like, oh, every video has to be a certain amount of time. But like I like how long sort of like 50-ish minute time, and I was like, well, this might not have enough. Though I was circling bloody everything. And I was like, what should I do? So I think we're gonna do things a little bit differently. Now I know different is weird. I hate change too. A, it's not gonna be that different. And B, I think it might be kind of fun. This chapter is all emails. All emails. And I think I'm gonna read it all. I think I'm just gonna do an audiobook chapter because it's only, I think, like 10 something pages. And as I was going through, I may have circled nearly everything because everything was so good. Like every little line, everything felt, when you have the perspective of like Alex and you're following him and his journey, you have bits like the politics stuff that I'm not really into, but you have the bits that are like filling in the gaps, like the moving to wars, like going places. You have all the bits. Some bits aren't needed me to talk on. They're there and they're there for a reason, and I don't need to talk about it. But the emails kind of have this like different way of going about it because they're direct from one character to each other. It's all about the situation. It's like all personality, all to them, and it feels so good. And I'm like, I can't not talk about literally everything they're saying. Obviously there are like a couple of like little bits I'm like, it's not it wasn't an interesting paragraph, but everything else on the page is gold. So I was like, maybe do I just read it all, because I was loving it. This was a really good chapter too. This is the closest I got to crying. I was sitting there, and I'll get into why as I go through, but this chapter was just filled with such love, and the amount of love people can give to each other was just beautiful. And like, I'm not going into a pity party, by the way. And I know you shouldn't say that you're going into a pity, but that's just how I like view this. I was like, wow, I want that. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm not asking for. Oh god, I hate wording things. I'm just an absolute mess when talking about emotions. I can do it, I swear, but I am a man and I'm bad at it. But I'm just like, it made me jealous, and like, it was beautiful, and I was like, this is something that I aspire. Also, I was like, if I ever get in a relationship, if I don't get to send weird old-timey quotes in emails that are about love and directly about the situation, I'm gonna lose it. They are not for me, because I want this. I was like, do I have to start like just like going on dates with my email in my description? Because I'm like, if I don't get that sort of red, white, and royal blue love story romance emailing, I quit dating. I'll be alone forever, because this is the type of love everyone deserves. This is that kind of beautiful unconditional love. And this chapter really got me. It hurt by how good it was, by how beautiful, by how strong the emotions were. I don't know. It was just like slightly killing me. But should I keep talking? No, because I'm kind of excited to do this weird read along. Again, forewarning, apology video. Hi. I'm sorry. My reading sucks and it's going to be bad. I read the chapter just like 20 minutes ago, so I'm hoping it'll keep me and I won't be fumbling over too many words, but we got the forewarning out there. I did get a comment. Thank you for all the comments. I love the comments. I enjoy seeing what everyone thinks and is vibing. But they were like, I enjoy you reading things out even when you fumble. And I was like, thank God. If one person does, it's fine. Also, I'm just like thinking of other things that were in the comments now. They've flooded through my brain. I mentioned doing a second movie reaction like after the book. I think that's going to happen. I think it's got to happen. Obviously, with like the way that I structure myself, we'll be doing, you know, October's coming, so that'll be Halloween stuff. So, but I'm pretty sure we'll have enough book to pass that, and then we'll get to it. You know, we'll get to it after the book. Also, I think I'll read the bonus chapter, Henry's chapter, I think that's what people have called it. I think I'll read that before I do the movie, because I want every bit of the book done before I rewatch the movie, because I actually haven't rewatched it since. And yes, that is strange, because I love the movie and I'm a bit hyperfixated and I'm kind of obsessed and we're having this like super fun time. But I'm like, because I'm enjoying the book so much, I'm like, well, I don't need that currently because we're all enjoying the book together. But a second movie watch, after post-book watch will be coming. Also, the last discussion, you can always skip. You know, we know I talk too much. If you made it this far in the book series, we get it, right? We get this. Yeah. A lot of people have been like, oh, the book series, doing books is good. We're enjoying the books, which thank you so much. It actually means the world to me, and I love that I get to entertain people. But I'm sad the book series is over too. And yes, I kind of want to continue books, and I've seen a couple of like different people commenting different books. I read everything. I've got a list that, there's not that many on it, but I got a list of like books that have like people have suggested because they like Red, White, and Royal Blue, or they kind of queer, and they're by Casey, similar stuff. And I do want to do something similar, because if I'm enjoying this, you want to go into a book you enjoy. But I think continuing this book club will be very fun. I would be open to any suggestions. I think that would be really fun. And when I'm getting close to finishing off this book, I think I'll put a poll up and we'll decide. I'll maybe let that decide, because I don't have too many stakes in like what book we do, because I don't but apart from this, I'm not much of a reader, but I am really enjoying this journey of reading more. I know it's taking me months to read one book, but I also kind of enjoy that. I like taking it slow, absorbing it all in. But I think it would be fun to put up a poll and let everyone decide what book we do next, because I want us all to keep going on this journey. So if we all kind of collectively pick a book together, the most voted on, I think it will be fun. So I'll be figuring that out, because I don't know if I've done a poll or not. I actually can't remember, and YouTube stuff is scary. I get really confused, but that'll be coming in the future. I've talked for way too long. We will get into chapter 11. Just as how I think I'm going to structure this, I think I'll just start reading, and after something I read that I like, I'll talk about it. Kind of how I do it, but kind of the whole thing. And let's get into it. Email from Alex to Henry. Start of chapter 11, titled Hometown Stuff. Had been home for 3 hours. Already miss you. This some bullshit. Okay, I know it's already been one line, but I'm just like, you kidding me? You already miss him? Fuck off. It's too cute. I love how they're just open with love at the moment. They're like, they took all their time to be like, I don't love him. Like, there's rules. We can't love. And now I'm just like, they're just like, I miss you so much. I love you so much. You're my everything. And it kills me. Hey, have I told you lately you're brave? I still remember what you said to that little girl in the hospital about Luke Skywalker. He's proof that it doesn't matter where you come from or who your family is. Sweetheart, you're proof too. By the way, in this relationship, I'm absolutely Han and you're absolutely Leia. Don't try and argue that, because you'll be wrong. I'm so happy they mentioned that again. That was such a good scene. I loved it in the movie. I loved it in the book. And the book really gave more, which was fantastic. But the way that he's, proof when you come from... I'm pretty sure I went on a big tangent about that scene because I loved it so much. And just that we're talking about it and we're really revisiting that, and it paid off. And I love that we're talking about it. Also, the way that he just pokes fun at him still. He's like, by the way, you're Leia. That's it. That's how it works. He's like, no questions asked. I was also thinking about Texas again, which I guess I do a lot when I'm stressed about election stuff. There's so much stuff I haven't shown you yet. We haven't even done Austin. I want to take you to Franklin Barbecue. You have to wait in line for hours, but that's part of the experience. I really want to see a member of the royal family wait in line for hours to eat cow parts. Have you thought any more about what you said before I left, about coming out to your family? Obviously, you're not obligated. You just seemed kind of hopeful when you talked about it. I'll be over here, still quarantined in the White House. At least Mum didn't kill me for London. Rooting for you. Love you. XOXOXOXOXO A. P.S. Someone to Virginia Woolf. With me, it is quite stark. I miss you even more than I could have believed, and I was prepared to miss you a good deal. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm fucking talking about. These quotes. If someone sent me a quote like that, I'd just lose it. That is like the sappy romantic shit. That like cheesy stuff that fills my soul. Like that, the way that would just like, I don't know. Ooh, the way if something like that happened, I'd just be like, oh shit, I guess I'm in love, because that would just spark fireworks in my mind. I think it's so cute. The way he ends up with love you and then, 5 X's and 5 O's, just, this man, they are so in love. They are so in love. They're a forever couple. Why can't we go to their wedding? I want to see them get married. But he's also talking about like the coming out to his family, which is stressful, and we get to it through this, and I can't believe it's happening, but holy shit. But also, I'm really happy he wants to talk, like Alex wants to talk about it with Henry. He's like, I'm here for you. I want to talk about it. I want you to be open if you have any concerns. He's being that side of where he sometimes can skip over and be a bit like, he can be a bit dense and not think about Henry and what he's going through. He's kind of taking the, I'm here, I'm listening, I'm thinking, I'm open. I'm ready to help you in any way, if you just need someone to listen to. And obviously, they both make each other so much better, and I think, learning that patience and listening from Henry is making Alex, like, think about things. And I love that, and it's fantastic. And it's just, I think it's really good when you see these small little things of, they don't even, like, say it or anything when they write it. They just have, like, it's just, I'm here, like, have you been coming out to your family? You're obligated. It's not even directly said, like, are you okay or anything? But it feels implied. He's here for him. He's listening. Which I think is just like a small paragraph that I just really love and resonated with. Henry replies, Alex, it is indeed bullshit. It's all I can do not to pack a bag and be gone forever. Perhaps I could live in your room like a recluse. You could have food sent up to me, and I'll be lurking in disguise in a shadowy corner when you answer the door. It'll all be very dreadfully Jane Eyre. The mail will write mad speculations about where I've gone, if I've offed myself or vanished to St. Kilda. But only you and I will know that I am sprawled out in your bed, reading books, feeding myself profiteroles, and making love to you endlessly until we both expire in a haze of chocolate sauce. That's how I want to go. I love it how he's just very like, it's not very Romeo and Juliet, but in my mind it was, but now saying it out loud, I'm like, it's not in the wall. But the way he's just like kind of like planned his death, he's like, I'm happy just to love you for a little bit and then peacefully go eating food and having a good old fuck. He's just like, that's it. That could be the rest of my life for like a year and I'll be fine with it. I think that's the cutest, loveliest thing ever. Ooh. And also, I don't know, he's like, vanished to St. Kilda. I want to know where that is. And it's just one of those things where, when another country has a place that's a place where you live as well, and you're like, interesting. Like, obviously it's going to happen, but I'm like, my state has a St. Kilda. And I'm like, is Henry coming here? Because that would be fantastic. Henry, Nicholas Glitzine, show up, come to St. Kilda. Because I could be there within the hour if I need to. I will show up for you, Prince Henry, please. come to Victoria. I'm afraid though I'm stuck here. Gran keeps asking Mum when I'm going to enlist. And did I know Philip had already served a year by the time he was my age? I do need to figure out what I'm going to do, because I'm certainly closing in on the end of what's an acceptable amount of time for a gap year. Please do keep me in your, what is it American politicians say? Thoughts and prayers? This is a complete side tangent, but the thoughts and prayers. I had a friend that said prayers and thoughts, and it just irked me. So I was like, you're saying that I'm like, that's the wrong way around. Don't you dare. Thoughts and prayers. Prayers and thoughts. Disgusting. Sorry for that side babble, but it's what it makes me think of. Austin sounds brilliant. Maybe in a few months, after things settle down a bit. I could take a long weekend. We can visit your mum's house, your room. Do you still have your lacrosse trophies? Tell me you still have posters up. Let me guess. Han Solo, Barack Obama, and Ruth Bader Ginsburg? I'll agree with your assessment that you're the Han to my Leia, in that you are, without a doubt, a scruffy-looking nerd herder who would pilot us into an asteroid field. I happen to like nice men. The way he's like, I want to see your childhood room, because that is the cutest thing to see, especially seeing it in media and stuff. You just get to experience someone else from their inception and just see the phases they went through, or a childhood bedroom is very personal. It's the things that you keep there or safe for yourself, or the things that made you who you are, and to get to experience someone else's version of that, it's just very intimate. Obviously you see your friends probably all the time, but with a partner or someone new, inviting them into that space, when you have if you move out, or you have an apartment, a house, or whatever, you have a room, that's your room as you made it as an adult. That's the you now that you're presenting and showing off. But to have that version of you from your youth, still shine through in a child's bedroom, your childhood bedroom, is something, I don't know, there's just something about it that I really like, and it's a beautiful way to connect with someone and see their past and where they've come from, and the things posters and toys and different things that you knickknacks and pictures. And seeing all that is just so cute. I've thought more about coming out to my family, which is part of why I'm staying here for now. B has offered to be there when I tell Philip if I want, so I think I will. Again, thoughts and prayers. I love you terribly, and I want you to be back here soon. I need your help picking a new bed for my room. I've decided to get rid of that gold monstrosity. Yours, Henry. So proud that he wants to come out. Again, I'll say this in any media. I've said it in a couple of different things I've watched with different queer. It's the best thing to come out, and when someone wants to come out, obviously I'm just congrats, good luck, I'm there for you. But also, in saying that, there's also no pressure for anyone to come out. I think that should be reiterated. And I think sometimes it's not, we put we stock and happiness and love into coming out and getting out. And I agree with that. And there is so many times where we're, happy for people to stay in the cult, because, it may be not safe, but I think it's a very personal journey, and congratulating people and loving people is the best thing when they come out, because, we want everyone to be happy and joyous and themselves and accepted. But I think there's a small part of it in my mind of, people should also know that to stay in the closet is very personal, and there is no pressure, and you're still loved and joyous, and that's still a strong decision. It's not always that you're brave and, you are always brave and amazing to come out, but you're also brave to stay in it and to, endure and figure out when you need to do it and when you want to do it, and there's no shame in that. And I sometimes think that can be missed in certain things, and not here, that's a tangent I think about in my mind, but we love and accept all choices that anyone makes, if they're not hurting anyone, obviously. But, you know, I think if you're listening to this, you might get what I mean. I don't think it's always a thing. I think a lot of people are super good with it. I just think sometimes that's not a vibe that people give off. And I'm like, we should just be happy that whatever people choose, as long as everyone's happy, healthy, not trying to like hurt anyone, we root for that. We root for happiness and health. And then, oh, I went on such a tangent, I forgot where I was. The way he says yours, Henry. Not yours truly, yours sincerely, yours, and I don't know any other ways to end an email, but he just says yours. That yours, like to be someone's, and not, you know, not in that way of possessionship or ownership, just that he gives himself fully to Alex. Kills me. Just kills me. Just kills me. Doesn't kill me slightly, just kills me flat out. It's the best thing ever. And then we have another little quote. Darling, I wonder if you realize how much I'm counting on your coming to England, how much it means to me. It means all the world, and indeed my body shall be all yours, as yours will be all mine, beloved, and nothing will matter but just we two, and we two longing loves at last come together. Ooh, beautiful. I don't know how they found all these fantastic quotes. Like, obviously you could probably just Google cute little quotes from history, love quotes, but they feel, obviously they're purposeful and they feel like they relate directly to what we need, but they just work so well and they make me want that in a romance. And if I don't get that, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be complaining. I don't know who I'll complain to, but so, you know, I deserve to sue. I deserve to sue. That's basically it. H. Oh, now we're replying. We're back on Alex. H. Shit. Do you think you're going to enlist? I haven't done any research on it yet. I'm gonna ask Zara to have a couple of our people put together a binder on it. What would that mean? Would you have to be gone a lot? Would it be dangerous? Or is it just like wear a uniform and sit at a desk? How did we not talk about this when I was there? Sorry, I'm panicking. I somehow forgot this was a thing looming on the horizon. I'm there for whatever you decide and what you want to do. Just like, let me know if I need to start practicing gazing wistfully out of the window, waiting for my love to return from war. A, cute. B, fucking hilarious. I love that there's always like a bit of like dumbness in there. I just imagine, you know, Alex sitting there, you know, practicing. He's like, I don't know how they do it. And it's weird not to be able to see myself to like figure out, but you know, those movie posters where they're just like, in the, there's like a war silhouette in the background. I think that's hilarious. But yeah, shit, I don't know what enlisting is, but like, I would also be scared, and I love how nervous he is for him. Also, I don't know if you can see these two pages. I say I can't see it, but when I watch in editing, I'm like, oh, you can actually see it pretty well. I've pretty much circled, I don't know like what you can get there, but like most of the page of these two pages, because I think I hit these two and realized I'm going to have to read the whole chapter. It drives me nuts sometimes that you don't get to have more of a say in your own life. When I picture you happy, I see you with your own apartment somewhere outside of the palace, and a desk where you can write anthologies of queer history, and I'm there, using up your shampoo and making you come to the grocery store with me, and waking up in the same damn time zone with you every morning. Adorable. Also, the fact that they don't live on the same time zone is so hard and so sad, because they can't just be like, you know, easily together, and they have to figure that out. Luckily they both don't sleep, which is good, but as someone who lives in a country where the time zone is very different to a lot of others and nothing ever overlaps and nothing ever releases on a good time for me, yeah, I can relate. I can definitely relate. I'm just like, every time a show comes out, or like, you know, a game comes out, it's always at like the middle of the night for us, or just like too late in the day for me to like record or figure stuff out. Just, I'm having gripes with you people who release things. Please release them at better times. Actually, Red, White and Royal Blue did fantastic. Another reason to love this. The movie came out at like 10 a.m. my time, and it was fantastic. I could like record it easily. It's always when it comes out at like 5, 6 p.m. I'm like, why? Why? I don't have time to record, upload, edit, upload. Oh! Sorry, that really got to me. The time zone thing. Oosh. When the election is over, we can figure out what we'll do next. I would love to be in the same place for a bit, but I know you have to do what you have to do. Just know I believe in you. Telling Philip sounds like a good plan. If all else fails, just do what I did and act like a huge jackass until most of your family figures it out on their own. Love you, tell B hi, A. Another quote. I miss you greatly, dear. The nicest time of day is when I write to you. You have a stormier time than I do, but I miss you as much, I think. Please keep most of your heart in Washington as long as I'm here, for most of mine is with you. For most of mine, their heart, he's yours, he loves him, he's yours, his heart is with you, keep your heart here. I feel like I just read, I have a breakdown, I talk about how cute it is, I talk how much it kills me, and we go on. And I think that is the cycle that we're doing with these reviews, reactions, book club, and I'm happy we're here for it. I'm happy I can share that with you, because it seems to be the same every time. Sometimes I hear it too, Okay, this was a serious email. This one got a bit much. Not a bit much. It was just like my heart hurt. Now, hometown stuff. Henry replying to Alex. Have you ever had something go so horribly, unbelievably badly that you'd like to be loaded into a cannon and jettisoned onto the merciless black maw of outer space? Yes, constantly and all the time. But also, I'm getting better with it, because the more random shit you put out on the internet, the better you feel about doing random crap all the time. This is like the best thing ever, and I enjoy it so much, but it also really helps, I like rationalize things. I like go to do something like embarrassing or say something dumb, and I'm like, with the weird faces I pull sometimes and the like absolute squealing I do over cute things all the time, what is a cringy thing in real life gonna do? I'm using this as my therapy. I love it so much. Anywho, back to the sadness. I wonder sometimes, what is the point of me? Or anything. I should just have packed a bag like I said. I could be in your bed, languishing away until I perish, fat and sexually conquered, snuffed out in the spring of my youth. Here lies Prince Henry of Wales. He died as he lived, avoiding plans and sucking cock. Amen, am I right, brother? I told Philip, not about you, precisely about me. Specifically, we were discussing enlistment, Philip and Shan and I told Philip I'd rather not follow the traditional path, and that I hardly think that I'd be useful to anyone in the military. He asked why I was so intent on disrespecting the traditions of men in this family, and I truly think I dissociated straight, out of the conversation, because I opened my blasted mouth and said, because I'm not like the rest of the men in this family. Beginning with the fact that I am deeply gay, Philip. I love how he's never gay. He's something gay. I think that's hilarious. Deeply gay, very gay. Just it's hilarious the way he just describes it. Once Shan managed to dislodge him from the chandelier, Philip had quite a few words from me, some of which were confused or misguided, and ensuring the perpetuity of the bloodline and respecting the legacy. Honestly, I don't recall much of it. Essentially, I gathered that he was not surprised to discover I am not that heterosexual heir that I am supposed to be, but rather surprised that I do not intend to keep pretending to be the heterosexual heir I'm supposed to be. Amen. Good job. I love you, Henry. We support you, and we are happy that you are tired pretending to be someone that you don't want to, and you're comfortable in going that way. But again, there was no pressure on you to come out anyway. If you didn't want to, but you wanted to, and that was great. I'm going to talk myself in circles, and then I feel like I'm going to dig myself a hole, so we will continue. I digress. So yes, I know we discussed and hoped that coming out to my family would be a good first step. I cannot say this was the This was an encouraging sign. Our odds of going public. I don't know. I've eaten a tremendous amount of Jaffa cakes about it, to be frank. I love that he's eating his feelings. Me. Very me-coded. I've got like an emergency stash of Oreos when I feel down. Just, and it's not an Oreo or two, it's the whole packet. Double stuffed, obviously. Double stuffed mint, because that's a fantastic flavor of Oreos. But I feel like going public is very different when telling, the public is going to have a lot more opinions, but there are also going to be a lot more good opinions as well. Like, there's going to be bad ones, but there's also going to be good ones. And I think, you have to remember that in a really hard way, but you got to be optimistic, It would also be a big thing. I think it could even change some minds, and I think it would be really cute. Also, you've just got to know what your country's like. When Australia did the referendum on gay marriage, when was that? It was it was a while ago, actually. But that really put into perspective, for me, what my country thinks of it, in a way. So you need to have you need to poll, you need to Google what percentage of the UK or whatever is in favor of it, because then you'll really know how the public would think. Oh my god, where am I up to? Sometimes I imagine moving to New York to take over launching Pez's youth shelter there. Just leaving, not coming back, maybe burning something down on the way out. It would be nice. Here's an idea. Do you know I've realized I've never actually told you what I thought the first time we met? You see, for me, memories are difficult. Very often they hurt. A curious thing about grief is the way it takes your entire life, all those foundational years that make up who you are, and makes them so painful to look back upon because of the absence there, that suddenly they're inaccessible. You must invent an entirely new system. That hurts. That hurts a lot. The way that, grief and he's hiding himself, and everything in his youth can just be so hard, and related to his dad, he just locks things away, which he goes about in the next. But this is beautifully written. I started to think of myself and my life and my whole lifetime worth of memories as all the dark, dusty rooms of Buckingham Palace. I took the night B left rehab, and I begged her to take it seriously, and I put it in a room with pink peonies on the wallpaper and a golden harp in the centre of the floor. I took my first time with one of my brother's mates from uni when I was 17, and I found the smallest, most cramped little broom cupboard I could muster, and I shoved it in. I took my father's last night, the way his face went slack, the smell of his hands, the fever, the waiting and terrible waiting, and the even worse not waiting anymore, and I found the biggest room, a ballroom, wide open and dark, windows drawn and covered, locked the doors. But the first time I saw you, Rio, I took that down to the gardens, I pressed it to the leaves of silver maple and recited it to Waterloo vase. It didn't fit in any rooms. You were talking with Nora and June, happy and animated and fully alive, person living in dimensions I couldn't access, and so beautiful. Your hair was longer then. You weren't even the president's son yet, but you weren't afraid. You had a yellow handkerchief, I'm guessing, in your pocket. I thought this was the most incredible thing I'd ever seen. I had better keep it a safe distance away from me, I thought. If someone like that ever loved me, it would set me on fire. And then I was a careless fool, and I fell in love with you anyway. When you rang me at truly shocking hours of the night, I loved you. When you kissed me in disgusting public toilets and pouted in hotel bars and made me happy in ways which it had never even occurred to me that a mangled up, locked up person like me could be happy, I loved you. And then, inexplicably, you had the absolute audacity to love me back. Can you believe it? Sometimes, even now, I still can't. I'm sorry things didn't go better with Philip. I wish I could send hope. Yours, Henry. If that doesn't make you bloody emotional, and I think there's even a more emotional paragraph coming up, I don't know what happens, because even me, my heart doesn't work half the time, but that got to me. the way he just packages these little things. He's compartmentalizing, right? Like that's kind of what is that? Oh, I don't know. But like he's picking these things, he's figuring them out. I guess it's not because he's not, and then he's locking them up. He's finding the bits that hurt, the bits of himself that maybe he's not, all these different bits, because looking back in any way is just too much, and he just locks them. And the way he just has this like mind palace that is that of Buckingham Palace and the rooms, and he puts things in the room and locks them up, because even if they're big or small, they're rooms that can keep things away from him. And the way that Alex's love was too big to find in any of the rooms, so he went out in the gardens, which is out in the world, which people can see, see into everything. He can express it, and it can grow and be nurtured and watered. I think there's a big thing of the buildings and the inanimate nature of it all, and then going outside into things that experience like light and growth. I think there are so many like themes there with like being able to see, growing the light, nature. It was beautiful to say the least. I think there's so many things. This book should be stuff like this should be a good like year 12, like I don't know what it's called in other countries, final couple of years book, literature or something. It's a bit like there's a lot of sex, so maybe not. And it's not because I just don't think any school picks like books with any sex of any sexualities, but some of these bits are just so profound. I could write a piece on it, because I did do literature in high school. Would you be able to tell? No, because after high school I stopped reading. That's why you can't see it, but I do have some books up there. But yeah, this was fantastic. There's the audacity that you could love me back, the realizing, the breaking for it kills me. And then he ends it with another quote, which they always do, and I love it. I know well that, at this hour, I could easily forget your name as the food in which I live. Nay, it were easier to forget the food, which only nourishes my body miserably, than your name, which nourishes my body and soul, filling the one and the other with such sweetness that neither weariness nor fear of death is felt by me, while memory preserves you in my mind. Think, if the eyes could also enjoy their portion, in what condition I should find myself. The way he's like, you, unlike food, you nourish my body and soul, is both cute and kind of like sexy and like horned up, and I love it. Nourishes my body and soul, both my body for your presence, but and when they fuck, but the soul and just all his emotions. This one was good. This is the reply from Alex, and I think we get a really cute list, which I'll go into, but I think there's one paragraph here that really got me. H. Fuck. I'm so sorry. I don't even know what else to say. I'm so sorry. June and Nora send their love. Not as much as me, obviously. Oh, you sweetie. Please don't worry about me. I'll figure it out. It might just take time. I've been working on patience. I've picked up all kind of things from you. They do. They make each other better. God, what can I possibly write to make this better? Here. I can't decide if your emails make me miss you more or less. Sometimes I feel like a funny-looking rock in the middle of the most beautiful clear ocean when I read the kinds of things you write to me. You love so much bigger than yourself, bigger than everything, and I can't believe how lucky I am to witness it, to be the one who gets to have it, and so much of it. It's beyond luck, and it feels like fate. Catholic God made me to be the person you write these things to about. I'll say 5 Hail Marys, Muchas Gracias, Santa Maria. I can't match for you prose, but what I can do is write you a list. Before we go into the list, the way he can just see how much love, like Henry to everyone else is kind of standoffish, and even him at the start, standoffish, secluded, boring and bland, but for him to now be saying the way he can see how much love he has, that it's like endless about so many different things, but also about Alex and the way he loves that he gets to be the one to see it, to experience him, to be that connected with someone else is just like the dream. Is it not? Is that not perfect? It is adorable and cute, and I love it, and it kills me, and I'm jealous, and I hate them. That's a good point to end that. I hate them because I love them so much. An incomplete list of things I love about HRH, Prince Henry of Wales. The sound of your laugh when I piss you off. The way you smell underneath your fancy cologne, like clean linens, but somehow also fresh grass. What kind of magic is this? The thing where you stick out your chin to try and look tough. How your hands look when you play piano. All the things I understand about myself now because of you. Again, making each other better. How you think Return of the Jedi is the best Star Wars. Wrong, because deep down you're a gigantic, sappy, embarrassing romantic who just wants the happily ever after. Your ability to recite Keats, your ability to recite Bernadette's Don't Let It Drag You Down monologue from Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. How hard you try, how hard you've always tried, how determined you are to keep trying. The way how he sees how strong he is and how strong he has to be in his childhood and how strong he's going to have to be forever because of his upbringing, his family, what he's been through, and how he knows how strong he will be to keep going, and he gets to experience that and see that, and it might even give Alex strength to move forward. That when your shoulders cover mine, nothing else in the entire stupid world matters. The goddamn issue of Le Monde you brought back to London with you and kept and have on your nightstand. Yes, I saw it. The way you look when you first wake up. Your shoulder to waist ratio, your huge, generous, ridiculous, indestructible heart, your I can't read this, your equally huge dick, the face you made when you read that last one, the face I made, I couldn't even get over the word, the way you look when you first wake up. I know I already said this, but I really, really love it. The fact that you love me all along. I keep thinking about that last one ever since you told me, and what an idiot I was. It was so hard for me to get out of my own head sometimes, but now I'm coming back to what I said to you the night in my room when it all started, and how I brushed you off when you offered to let me go after the DNC, how I used to try and act like it was nothing sometimes. I didn't even know what you were offering to do to yourself. God, I want to fight everyone who's ever hurt you. But it was me too, wasn't it? All that time. I'm so sorry. Please stay gorgeous and strong and unbelievable. I miss you, I miss you, I miss you, I miss you, I love you. I'm calling you as soon as I send this, but I know you like to have these things written down. The I miss you, I miss you, I miss you, I miss you, I love you, followed by the I'm calling you anyway, but the fact that he is going to call him and they'll probably talk for hours and just be in love, but he also put in the effort to write this is delightful. It's delightfully lovely. And it just kills me how I love that list. If someone wrote a list like that to me, I would crumble and die, because that is too much for my heart. I've just got reminded of a memory and I'm going into it. I'm sorry if this takes out of the mood of this chapter, but I once got a really nice birthday card from a couple of friends, and it had some very sweet messages. I closed it and was like, I need to walk away, because me and my emotion, I'm probably a bit better with my emotions now, but I was like, I can't handle this. If I got a list like that, I'd probably have a 3-week breakdown. Sometimes when you get a lot of nice things, it's just overwhelmingly good and it's the best thing ever, and you're so happy for it, but also you're like, I can't compute. I need to go put this in the rooms of my own Buckingham Palace, but also not like that, because that's really sad. But I gotta figure this out, and that's what that list would do to me, and it's hilarious, and I love it. But the way they're just in love. And then we finish with one last quote. Is it true that I have my young king who genuinely adores me? You cannot form an idea of our relations. I recall one of the dreams of my youth. I once dreamed that Shakespeare was alive, that I really saw and spoke to him. I can never forget the impression that dream made on me. Then I would have wished to see Beethoven, though he was already dead. Something of the same kind must pass in the mind of this lovable man when with me. He says he can hardly believe that he really possesses me. None can read without astonishment, without enchantment, the letters he writes to me. I don't know if it's, what is the term, recency bias? But that chapter just was so good. Like, I saw a lot of people waiting for like chapter 7, chapter 8, 6, 9, 10. Obviously 10 was a big one, but 11, man, it was short, but it packed a punch. And the punch was a punch of love and cuteness and raw emotion and just feelings and love and opening up and listening and showing how good they are and how good they made each other and what they've felt. It was all so fantastic. I actually kind of loved having this chapter being so short. The fact that I could read it all out. Oh God, am I going to just read out every other chapter? No, because I will be here for years. But I loved it, and it was easy to get through, but also you can go back to it so many times. And the way that they wrote as their characters, but also the way it was written by Casey, it was so fantastic. It was beautifully written. It felt like them giving their all to their person. It was crazy. It was crazy beautiful, crazy lovely. I love these two. I love these two so much. I love you too because you wrote a really amazing book. But I'm just having the best time. Like, obviously we're gonna get to the emails leaking, and that's gonna be rough. That's gonna be hard, and it's gonna break my heart all over again because we've gone through fun times, sexy times, opening up times, heartbreak times, and now we're back. We're in love times. We're so strong. We're here together. We are, nothing can break us, and nothing will. I don't think will break their relationship. But they, there's gonna be all this like negative and like things going on, shit hitting the fan. Alex freaks out about his mum and the campaign, and then Henry being a member of the royal family, but they also don't want to break up because they're strong and they're beautiful. And I love it, and it's gonna kill me all over again, and then I'm gonna fall in love with it. It's like they constantly break me down, break my heart, and then make me re-fall in love with them, because every time it just shatters, their love builds me back up, and it's killing me, and I'm loving every second of it. And I hope you are too, because we are here together going through this, even though I'm pretty sure most of you who are watching this have read it, but it's so fun, getting to read it along with people who have seen it and enjoy it and love it so much, and then I get to be a part of that because I'm loving this. Could this be my favorite book ever? Maybe, because I don't read that much and I have mentioned that, so maybe it's not that hard. Current favorite book was, I'm like, is it up there? Could I pick it up? It is, but I don't want to get up. But like, it's so good. It's so good. And I'm talking in circles, and I do this all the time. So, sorry, but also I'm just gushing because that chapter was the best thing ever. And I really want to, please let me know your thoughts and stuff. If you made it this far, congratulations. Thank you. I love you. You're great. But B, let me know, like, did you like this chapter as much as me? Because, again, I saw all this, like, want for these chapters, but this one was just... again, it might just be recency bias, but I strongly feel for this chapter, and it was great. I feel like I could plaster my walls with it, but also this whole book, because this whole book's great. Anywho, I better go, because I'm going in circles, and I think if I keep talking about how much I love them, my head will literally explode. And granted, that would be, like, really great to capture, but also then I couldn't post this reaction. So I will head out, but I hope you had a great time as I did. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I hope to see you in the next one.